All right. What is up? 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 It's time. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Back from work. Got things to do, things to take care of before I live like a human again. Okay? And one of those things is this. Nothing like ruining your sleep over a stupid game. Last time, Ozma absolutely blew me out of the water. I think I fought him for about 2.5 hours. Maybe 2 hours. The farthest I've gotten was the beginning of phase 3. Oh. I have not played since. So we need to relearn everything. Oh no. It might not even happen. At this rate, I might not even beat this guy. I have to relearn everything. And every attempt can take like 10 minutes. And I only played for like a couple hours because that's all the time I got before I really start hitting degen. And I have a life. Which means... what was that? 10, 6... I have like 12 attempts. That's all I have. 12 attempts.
Khazan, why do you insist on fighting me? Don't you see? The real enemy is humanity.
Ozma, look at how you've changed and what you've become.
No way, I could have got it actually. That hits me? Yeah, it's coming back to me. I should have done it based off the sound. Oh, come on. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not bad. First attempt of the day. I forgot, man. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. I forgot.
Chaos. It will bring you unimaginable power.
Forgot about that move. Alright. I need like a flawless phase 1. into... We need a flawless phase 1 into 4 orbs phase 2 into 4 orbs phase 3. That hits. In what world? Okay, not bad, not bad. Really? Ooh, I forgot about that. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, I forgot. Oh, I forgot, man. Really? I gotta use it. Unlucky, man. Really? What? Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright, let's see what I remember.
We saved this world. Do we not then have the right to destroy it?
Ooh, okay. Okay, good to know. Ooh. No way, too early, really? I just don't want to get grabbed, that's why I keep dodging. No way. Okay, I could just run those. understand what I'm supposed to do here. I would have died there, I guess. Okay. Oops. No way. Oh. Nah.
Khazan,
Not bad, not bad, not
why
bad,
do
not
you
bad, not bad.
refuse to understand? It's time to let go. Of
Not
that
bad, not bad, not bad, not bad,
mortal
not
shell.
bad. Okay. I'm almost there. Not a bad run. No way that frosted me. Wow. And because I'm slow, I get hit by that. No way. So bad. I didn't get it. No way. Really? What? Okay. I had it. it again? Oh my gosh, that distance was disgusting. Oh, it's the freaking... I forgot, I didn't look at the crown. What? That one? Oh my gosh, what a bad start. Wow. A tiny better. No way. Wow. And we're down 2 heals. That hits. How am I doing worse than the last time? Can't even see it. Not bad. Okay. Not bad, not bad. No heals though. Okay, so I should be able to run these, but I just have to dodge those. Not bad. I wonder if I'm supposed to... I wonder if I'm supposed to block that, and then it won't happen. Bad block, man. So bad. Oh boy. That was a grab. Ah my god. We're getting there. I just have to get to phase 2 without using too many heals. Oh, so bad. That hits me. Not bad. Did that thing, man. I'm just gonna heal because I can't be bothered. Bad block. Big cancel there. Oh my god. Wow, that missed. Whew. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh. Bad luck, man. Okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright, we run, dodge. Alright. Let me block this. That was a grab. Forgot about that, the second pool. Alright, this is a run dodge 2, and then he does a sword, right? misses the dodge. Bad one. What the? What was that? Okay, I don't remember. I just have to dodge this. I deserve it. Nope. I thought I could block it. Oh, it's a grab. No. I'm choking. Okay, I can't block this. Okay, that's fine. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What the fuck? Oh my god, what the... Oh! I forgot. No way. No! He restored health. Yeah!
Khazan, why do you stubbornly refuse to understand?
Let's go.
Khazan, I'm sorry. Ozma.
Ooh. Big. Damn, I walked down all those stairs.
Phantom, show yourself. It's over. It's all over.
Sheesh. Let's go. The Empire fell, reduced to ruins, leaving Khazan with nothing. The weight of killing Ozma with his own hands is now a deep, haunting nightmare that clings to him. Despite knowing there's nothing more to be done, he returns to the place where Ozma's memory still lives. Let's go! Oh my god, that took a long time.
Sword.
Khazan, is this really for me? Thank you. You teach me to fight with it, and I'll teach you to use magic.
Why does he sound like that?
Together, we'll be unstoppable.
How beautiful. Thank you, Khazan. I wish we could stay like this forever. The three of us together.
Reese.
Dude, his place is a mess. He's got to clean up. Up or down? We gotta go up. Okay. Guess we head down. Big. Absorb it.
You dare defy us! Reese, no! Reese, wake up, please.
Brother, she's dead. Dead.
Kill him! Kill the traitor!
To think we once called you a hero!
So, this is my reward for saving the Empire from the evil of Ozma.
Yeah, that's a classic
I
trope.
see now. The real evil is humanity itself.
Ozma, what was the point of ripping the world apart with your hatred?
Justice. All right. Now what? We get out of here? No? Now we head up? Oh, we do. This is new. Oh my gosh. Okay. The day the black moon rose, I came upon something extraordinary in El Ravika's lab. It wasn't a substance, not in the usual sense. It was more like energy, power nearly indistinguishable from air. Yet, when I first discovered it, it bore the shape of an eye. The moment I touched it, an overwhelming sensation and raw power coursed through me. Something I had never experienced before. It quickly dissolved and vanished as if it had guided me to its presence. The deeper I study this power, the stronger my magic grows. Perhaps it could even help Khazan defeat the Empire against his Mar. The power might hold the key to bringing salvation to the world. So he found chaos before we killed his Mar. Interesting. Okay. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. What? It was an accident. I didn't get to read everything. That's okay. Well.
Phantom, it's time to return to where you came from.
I cannot. Charon commands me to stay. Chaos still remains, and so must I.
Ozma, I'm sorry.
That's it. That's the first Berserker Khazan done. Holy. Holy, that took a while. I think that took me almost 50 hours. Took me almost 50 hours to beat this game. Took 22 streams, I think, 22 or 23. That is insane. Hold on. That was insane. I'll probably also turn this down a little bit. Here we go. Okay. That was it. That was the game. Wow, that took a while. This is actually a really good game, honestly. The key points are definitely the boss fights. Let me organize my thoughts for a sec. Okay. The voice acting is on point. At least the English ones, which was surprising. I chose English in the beginning because I thought it would be funny. Typically Asian games with English voice acting, not the greatest. But they really invested into it, and it wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. Art, unique. It has that, I don't want to say mobile game, but that's kind of the style it was. But it's still really, it looks really nice, really good. Let's get into the meat and potatoes here, okay? The combat was engaging. 3 weapons, skill trees, different mechanics to increase those skill trees. Really cool. Great. Leveling system was okay. They made it very simple in the fact that essentially if you want your weapon to be a certain level, you pick a specific, very specific scaling, right? So the freedom in your build is not that great, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. A little, I think it was fine, actually. I haven't tried the other weapons too much aside from what you do in the beginning as you test out weapons, but the experience with, or my experience with the spear is that you do no damage at all. You do no damage at all. So things like the first phase of Ozma is extremely difficult because he regenerates the stamina, which is what the spear mostly does the damage on, the stam. And it's hard to get the hit off to do the burst attack or whatever it's called, because it's hard to get him to get stunned, right? And then just poking at him with the damage of the spear, at least with the build I had, was very difficult. Okay. Let's get to the levels. The level design itself was good. And I like how it was very, I don't want to say very simple, but it had simple aspects to it. And the simple aspects was that it was fairly linear, right? So a good comparison will be, I don't want to say good comparison, but since it is like similar in a sense, the system's not similar, but the core mechanics are. In Souls games, the zones and the maps and everything like that, you get lost. Right? You get lost because you're trying to explore every corner, every edge, every single place. And sometimes you get really lost and you have no idea where you are. This game does a really good job at bringing you back to the point of decision. So for instance, if there's like a fork in the road and you go down the secondary path, that will lead you all the way around, getting you all the loot, all the enemies and everything like that, and it will lead you back to the fork in the road, which lets you then go to the direction you didn't go to in the first place. So that's really nice and convenient. However, it does remove that sense of exploration and freedom. But for a completionist, I guess it's like feels nice because it feels like you're not missing out, you know? And an issue that Souls games would have is sometimes it'll lead you down this entire path and there's nothing there. And that feels really bad. Wukong had that. I hated. Ooh, I hated Wukong. Wukong had that though. So Wukong had the aspect of you would just go down this area and there would be nothing or it'd be like trash. It made me depressed. So level design was linear and straightforward and made it convenient, but it lacked that freedom and that lacked that exploration aspect to it. So it's a give and take, but it wasn't bad or anything like that. I like the instances. You kind of made it very cut and dry. Showed you all the side missions, everything like that, which is convenient if you want to get all the content done, right? But again, it's by making the game more convenient, you get rid of that adventure and exploration aspect of it. But again, there's really nothing wrong with that per se. What else? What else about the levels? Is there anything else about the levels specifically? Not really. Actually, I want to talk about... So, teleporting to the Blade Nexuses is extremely annoying. So in the off chance that you do get lost or you do feel like you forgot something, you can't just teleport in the same instance to another Nexus. You have to go back to the crevice and then run up to wherever you are or wherever the tablet you want to get to is, and then teleport by interacting with that. It's a whole process. You end up going through like an extra 1 or 2 loading screens. It's just not great. Pretty annoying actually. The gear design is cool. Weapon designs are cool. I like the crafting aspect. I think the crafting aspect is super nice. I wish there was a little more variety in the builds. I feel like as someone who wanted to go more stamina damage increase, that I didn't really have the options to do so. So that felt a little bad. Oh, are we coming to the end of the credits? Alright. And then finally, I mean, the best part about the game is definitely the bosses and the fights. The problem is... How would I say this? Next journey, you have reached the end of your journey. You can revisit and replay previously completed missions through the Spectral Portal or start a new adventure by speaking with Blade Phantom. Alright, so this is like the NG, right? Okay. So, the bosses. Hold on, let me pull up a list of the bosses. I think you can see them here, right? Oh, and then it's by alphabetical. What about by completion? Okay. Let's take a look. So we have Yatuga, which is a Yeti Blade Phantom. Volbino, Viper, Raja, Rangus, Malika, Elamane, Chaka, Balerion, Scalpel, Princess Ilina, Hismar, Reese, and then Ozma. The bosses were pretty... What's a good word for it? Is it like... They all had moments. You know, obviously the ones in the beginning weren't as much. But even then, for that instance of the game, it was really nice. My favorite were for sure... let's see. Malika. What was Traka? Nah, Traka was whatever. Valerian was whatever. Scalpel was good. Princess Ilina was okay. Pismar was cool. Reese was annoying. And then Ozma was insane. I think the bosses were really done well. The only thing is, how should it be said? I think the combat, I said it was good, but now that I'm thinking back on it, when you fight the bosses, the combat is a little stale, right? One sec. So, what do I mean by stale? The thing with the combat is that essentially my entire gameplay was brink guard, brink guard, brink guard into like a counter attack, and then you would just do your bread and butter, whatever it is. Try to do as much damage as possible. I'm trying to think. For instance, right? Why do I like rolling and attacking in Dark Souls more than I like just brink guarding and attacking in here? I think it's just because the combat's just way more linear. You know? Not to say that Dark Souls isn't. You just walk around in a circle, honestly, and you just dodge everything and you could just hit stuff. Sure. But it just feels more dynamic in those games. Unless you obviously just go for parrying. If you go for parrying, it feels the same, actually. Doing a parry build felt the same as what this game was. And I think Sekiro also feels the same as kind of what this game does. Except Sekiro just feels a little more dynamic still. But maybe it's just because it has more moments. Maybe that's what this game is missing. It's just missing moments. I think that's what the issue was. For instance, out of all of these bosses, Viper had moments. Malika was just tough. Trying to remember some of these. Scalpel had moments. And then Ozma, I think. That's it. That's it. And its moments aren't just going into another phase, right? It's just like, it's that oh shit button that the bosses just had, I think. Yeah. Aside from that, I mean, regardless, the game is fun. And I like that you can go back and you could just fight the bosses again and again and again. I didn't do that because I just wanted to kind of get through the game. But the fact that it kind of incentivizes you to grind, create your build, do all of this stuff, try to RNG some like optimal attributes, I think is really nice. I think the quality of life aspects and the convenience of things just takes away from the creativity and freedom that you could get from your character. But I think this is closer to a game like God of War more than it is with Dark Souls. Right? Think you're just playing a character in a story. I mean, that's literally what it is. Maybe that's a better comparison, actually. I think the only reason why people call it a Souls-like is just because it just absolutely destroys you sometimes. But even then, the bosses were relatively easy. Right? I say as I struggled with Ozma. But that was just one. I think the second longest one was Viper and Malika, which took me about an hour. And then the rest took me about 30 minutes, I want to say, on average. So, these bosses aren't too hard. I feel like the main issue would just be the length of some of these fights. They are so long. I'd have to time it, but it feels so long. For instance, or maybe it's just because of the spear, the damage. Some fights just felt like I had to play it perfectly, just parry everything, or counter everything, or not counter, sorry. Brink guard everything and just start doing all of that. It was a real struggle to focus that long. Right? That was the problem I was having with Ozma for a while. That focus and whatnot. Crazy. But regardless, it's done. It's over. We beat it. Holy. Holy. I would give this game... Am I gonna give this a high score? This game's at least a 3. I'm trying to convince myself whether it's a 4 or not. I don't think it's a 5. But the fact that I have to say I don't think it's a 5 is already pretty good. I'm leaning closer to a 4, I think. I think the only issue I have is mainly the combat, the maps, the way instances work, teleporting to the crevice, all of that. But that's not really the core mechanic of the game, right? The core of the game, fighting, running through, exploring, making gear, crafting, building a set, fighting bosses, the rolling, the phantom. I didn't even use a bunch of the core aspects of the game. Is it really a 4? Am I about to give this a 4? I think it's... I like to grade things by 5s. I think this is within the realm of a 3. Right? So 3 means literally anything from a 3 to a 3.99. I think it falls in that category. I don't consider it a 4 yet. The main reason being is that just the highlights to me were the bosses. And even the bosses, some of them were just a little tedious. Now, it could be the weapon, it could be the way I'm playing, sure, but that's just my experience with it. The bosses were tedious. Some of them were tedious. A lot of it felt like all I was forced into a blocking simulator. As my core way to play the game, which felt restricting. So I think that's why I'm gonna knock it down to a 3. But 3 is good. 3 is buy and play the game, right? 4 is could probably play the game multiple times. And then 5 is just literally flawless. Or it's virtually flawless, right? This game has its faults. It's not perfect, so I can't give it a 5. I could see an argument for 4, and I wouldn't be mad if someone gave it a 4. But I think for me personally, I'm going to give it a 3. So, that's Khazan. And that was a fairly short stream. Thankfully. I mean, it better have been. I spent like 2.5 hours fighting him yesterday. Okay. I'm so happy it's over. There was a part of me that thought I wasn't going to get it. And then that first phase. Ooh. I used 1 heal in that first phase, and I think I used maybe 5 in the second. 5 or 6 in the second. I got to the third. I was healthy. I was like, what is happening? Alright. That's going to do it for me. Next time, I think I'm going to hop on Monster Hunter for a bit because there was a new update. Not a new update. They did a release for the title update, which is Arc Tempered Raidao. So going to want to hunt him a few times, check him out. Probably die 1,000 times to him because I'm god awful at that game. But it's still fun. Fun to play. And then I might do Expedition 33. I'm thinking that's going to be the next big thing that we do. Now, Elden Ring Night Rain does come out. I've seen the trailers. I've seen gameplay. I'm not that excited for it. I'm not gonna lie. I was excited for it at first, but after seeing some things about it, I don't know if it's a must-have for me, you know? I like how the world changes. I like the bosses. I don't know how I feel about the repeat assets. I understand it's Elden Ring. It's essentially like, you know, all of that. I don't know how I feel about it though. I'm not really into too many class-based stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's still good. I enjoy playing things like Risk of Rain and all that type of stuff. But I don't know. I'd have to see. It's one of those. It's co-op, right? If I had friends to play it with, I think I'd have more fun with it. But if my friends aren't going to play it, or if I don't have people to play it with, I don't know if I want to do that solo. I don't even know if you can do that solo. I'm sure you can, but I don't even know if you can. But the incentive's just not there. I'd rather play Expedition 33, I think. You know? And because I'm already pretty much set in stone that I'm going to be playing that, I don't know if I got the money to just keep tossing out at games. Games are going to be expensive, man. They're going to be so expensive, especially with the Switch 2 coming out. All that type of stuff. I do want to get the Switch. I think it'd be fun. I want to play like an $80 Mario Kart. But actually, I really want to just play Duskblood. Duskblood looks good. I want to play that. Give me Duskblood. So, that's the plan in the future. Next time, Monster Hunter, Arch-Tempered Raidao. After that, Expedition 33. Tune in for that. Invite everyone. Invite your friends, your grandma, your parents, your neighbors. Invite them all. We're going on an expedition after. So, that's going to do it for me. Oh, let's make sure we do this. That's going to do it for me. As always, thanks for tuning in, stopping by. I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you all next time. Have a good one.